I have a dream and I'll share. I'll run this town like the mayor. When I get to sit in that chair, I'll raise my Zambia flag in the air and wave it side to side like I just don't care. When my haters say it's not fair, I'll let them know I don't care. Cause I run this town like the mayor.
The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. These are not just poetic words, they are the lived wisdom of the man who ruled one of the most powerful empires of his time. Dare to remain humble, disciplined, and deeply self-aware. Welcome to episode 3 of my weekly motivational read. I'm Jones Samwenda on Bwacha Motivational Books, sharing the power of great books with you. Every week, I review one of the greatest books that has inspired me and motivated me, and I share key lessons that I hope will help you along your journey. Today's book is one of the most personal, powerful, and practical pieces of writing that you will ever come across. It's called Meditations, written by none other than Marcus Aurelius. Let me tell you something of interest about this author. He wrote this book not for the public but for himself. These pages were personal. Today we explore a book that's not just personal but deeply powerful. A book that has guided leaders, athletes, and everyday people for nearly 2,000 years. To start with, who was Marcus Aurelius? Marcus Aurelius was born in the year 121 AD in Rome. At a tender age, he was adopted by Emperor Antoninus Pius and groomed for leadership. Eventually, he became the emperor from 161 to 180 AD. That was a time of war, plague, and great turmoil. Unlike many rulers obsessed with power and glory, Marcus was a Stoic philosopher. Every morning, before leading armies or managing affairs of state, Marcus would sit down and write, not orders, but reflections to strengthen his own soul. He asked himself, how do I stay humble in success? How do I endure pain without being bitter? How do I lead without ego? This is what became Meditations, a manual for inner growth. Since we said Marcus Aurelius was a Stoic philosopher, what does it mean to be Stoic? Stoicism is a philosophy from ancient Greece and Rome that teaches us to focus on what we can control, to accept what we cannot change, and to live with wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. A Stoic doesn't avoid hardship. They face it with calmness. They don't choose wealth or fame. They seek purpose. They don't blame the world, but instead they take responsibility for their soul. And that is where Marcus Aurelius becomes the voice that we need today. What is Meditations about? The book is made up of 12 chapters, each one filled with short, powerful thoughts. There's no story or narrative. It's a raw, honest conversation with himself. Marcus Aurelius writes about self-control, and he says, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He writes about facing hardship, and he says, the impediment to action becomes action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He also talks about death and time, when he says, you can live life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. He also talks about dealing people, and he says, when you wake up, say to yourself every morning, today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, aggressive, treacherous, malicious, and social. He doesn't hide his struggles. He admits his weaknesses, but each page is like sharpening a blade, cutting away ego, anger, and fear. I want to share with you key lessons that I get from this book. Control what you can, accept what you can't. One of the biggest ideas in Meditations is to focus on what you can control. Your thoughts, actions, attitude. Everything outside that, other people, the past, or unpredictable events, we should accept and not waste energy worrying about. This Stoic idea encourages us to put our energy into what we can do, like studying hard or building good relationships, and not get overwhelmed by things that are beyond our control. Live in the present moment. Marcus in his Meditations reminds us to stay present in the moment, not to be distracted by regrets about the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness, or being present in the here and now, helps us make better decisions and reduces stress. See challenges as opportunities. Rather than fearing problems, Marcus encourages us to see them as chances that will enable us to grow stronger. Every difficulty is a way to build patience, courage, wisdom, qualities that we all need to succeed. Live according to virtue. Virtue means living with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. Marcus encourages us that living with these virtues enables us to become happy and fulfilled, no matter the circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself in times of sickness, in times of war. He still chose courage, he still chose discipline, still chose purpose. You and I can do the same. You can be focused in failure, you can lead yourself before you lead others. That's what meditation teaches us. And so I recommend Meditations to you. It's not a book to read in one sitting, it's a book to live with. Read one page a day, reflect, apply, repeat. Over time, you will grow stronger, calmer, and more focused. Marcus ruled Rome. You may not have a throne, but you do have your mind. And if you train your mind, you rule your life. Here's my message to every young person watching this. Don't just success, build strength. Don't just survive, lead yourself. And don't wait for the world to give you pace, create it within yourself. Thank you for watching episode 3 of Weekly Motivational Read with me, Jones Samwenda. If this video has spoken to you, share it with someone you care about. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you also want to have access to next week's read. And let's grow this movement movement together. Let's build a Zambia where books shape minds, where discipline builds leaders, and where inner strength becomes our greatest currency. Before I go, I want to share with you something very special. Marcus Aurelius' wisdom inspired me to write a book titled Practical Wisdom for Young Zambian Men, an adaptation of the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. It's designed to bring powerful teachings of meditation close to the realities faced by young Zambian men today. If you want to apply these lessons practically in your life, check it out. Link is in the description. As I close today's review, I leave you with this. Read books that build your mind, speak words that strengthen your heart, live a life that reflects your highest values. Until next time, thank you so much.
My passion and dedication. Let's kill poverty, let's stop it eradication. Let's kill failure, let's chalk it asphyxiation. Together we can reach a significant proportion of young people of the African population with age-appropriate success intervention. We're about to start off, so kill the inertia. I have a dream and I'll share. I'll run this town like the mayor. When I get to sit in that chair, I'll raise my Zambia flag in the air and wave it side to side like I just don't care. When my haters say it's not fair, I'll let them know I don't care, cause I run this town like the mayor.